Just waiting for my... Oh, there it goes. No. Yeah. Wait. I'm waiting for YouTube on my laptop to show me that we're actually live. I'm assuming we are.
Because on the top of my screen, it has like a red thing saying live.
Oh, it does? Okay. I think it's... There it goes. All right. Now I see it. Okay. And I see Wendy's here. Stephanie's here. Jillian. Ro. Nikki. All right. So before I get too far ahead of myself, let me share some of those channels with everybody so that we have some... Oh, first of all, the first one I need to put yours on here, Alan, and pin you up to the top. So how is everybody doing? Hey, Sandy. And let's see. Oh, come on. I'm trying to pin it to the top, but there's a stupid heart that's in my way. Oh, there it goes. I think I can pin it now. Did I? Nope, I did not pin the right one. There's a heart in my way, so I can't get to it. Rose says she's doing okay. It's chilly, rainy day in New York. Yeah, it's supposed to rain here too, Ro.
Oh, it's been raining here. It's starting to rain here, so, but it hasn't stopped raining in the UK, so it's like, it's not good.
Oh, really? But I mean, from what I understand, that's kind of common in the UK. There's a lot of rain.
Yeah, well, kind of, but I think like we get lucky kind of around April time, it's not as much.
Oh,
but,
okay.
But it just hasn't stopped, which is
right.
Like, because like this morning when I went out to group, it was nice and sunny because I go to an early group about 8 o'clock in the morning. It was nice and sunny, and then when I finished group it was about 9:15. It was just pouring it down. So I wore the wrong coat and I went in and I came out going, yay. But I was happy beforehand because I said to them in the group, if I came in and I was completely drenched, I'd probably weigh more on the scale. So
yeah, exactly.
Beforehand.
Because I always think even like after I get my hair cut, I'm like, I'm sure I weigh a little bit less now. All right, so I've got Wendy's channel up. Nikki says the weather is actually nice in the UK at the moment. Jillian says we have major wind in North Virginia. Stephanie is cooking tea.
Lovely.
And Wendy said thanks for the channel, of course. Now I got Wendy, I got Ro up there. Cassie is here, Karen's here, Chris is here. I know I saw, let me say who else's channel. Stephanie. And then I got to get Sandy's. So while I'm getting all of these channels, Alan, if you want to let us know how the Stroke Association fundraising has been going and what's been going on with that.
Okay, so basically, I've been doing since the start of April 100 miles for the whole of April for the Stroke Association over here in the UK to raise money for the Stroke Association, which I think I've done it a few times now. So I've been going out each day and doing some walks, and so has a lot of other people. A lot of people have already finished it. They've gone for runs, and I'm not there yet.
Right.
So basically there is a fund page on my Facebook, and people can donate there. And my target, well, everybody's target was £200. So I'm happy to say that I've actually reached that target. So,
oh, you have? Awesome.
So I reached, I think it was like £210 or £220 gone in now. So So there's that. Yeah, so it's going pretty okay, but it's like going out for walks and stuff in the rain or with my legs do be sore. But it's gone really, really well. It is a charity that I'm very. It means a lot to me because I had my stroke when I was 6, and then when I was 16, and stuff like that. And especially over here in the UK, it's like every 5 minutes a person has a stroke, which is a lot of people.
Right.
So it's very dear to me because it's something that, getting that message out there. But the challenge is going pretty okay. There's I have got information on how many people have strokes in the USA, how many people have strokes in the Republic of Ireland, where I'm originally from. That's where I had mine. So I have got a few bits of bibs and bobs. But yeah, it's going really, really well. And it's like people are on board, which is good.
Oh, well, that's good.
And it's great to have the opportunity that you're all giving me here on YouTube. So it's really cool.
Well, I'm glad to do it. And actually, I will share your Facebook if that's okay. So if anyone does want to donate, they can do that. So there's Ellen's Facebook page. If anyone is interested in donating to the Stroke Association. Yep. So Nikki says, well done. Stephanie says, well done. Ro said, thank you so much for sharing my channel. Of course, Ro, I couldn't do that if you weren't here. I'd probably do it even if you weren't here. But now that you are here, I have to do it. But and I don't know if I've missed anyone. Now, I am going to be reading, just so everyone knows, I'm going to be reading the comments so Alan doesn't have to try to focus on that as well as everything else. Stephanie said she was out earlier and got caught in a fine rain that gets you wet.
Yeah, it's not been good.
All right, so does anybody have any questions or anything? Whether it's, because Alan just did I think a very important video showing the signs of a stroke just recently. That was the last video you posted, right?
Yeah, for my stroke video, I do one stroke video a week, and then the rest of my Slimming World stuff. So each Wednesday, and on those videos as well, and the ones that are for the stroke, my intro is different, so you'll always know it's
right.
It's my link to my kind of donate page is in there too as well. So, but yeah, so every Wednesday,
right.
But as well, actually, I was just thinking about this today, actually, because we can't talk about why I went to Slimming World, which is another healthy eating plan, and stuff like that. But I was just thinking today, if anybody has any questions about that, I'm more than willing to answer them. But there was one thing I want to tell you, Roy, is because you have some, like myself, some spasms,
right?
And the reason why I went to Slimming World was because I was getting Botox, and over here for the spasms, which stops spasms, and it's I don't know if you've heard about that. It's really, really good treatment.
Right.
Because like I used to think I was getting from my forehead, but no, you put it into your arm and your legs to the certain muscles, and when they put it into my leg, I actually don't have a limp.
Right.
And it's every 6 months. And my left hand, it's not always like it is today.
Right.
And open my hand as well, but it helps the spasms completely for 6 months, and then you got to get it back again.
Right.
So if you knew that, because you have certain issues too.
Right. See, my problem might be because I have them all over my body. So where do I get the Botox? It's like, I don't know if there's just like a general every muscle or whatnot. But speaking of Slimming World, Jillian was asking how Slimming World works.
Slimming World works. It's so basically you've got the 3 stages. 3 stages of Slimming World is you've got free. Actually, I'm going to read it because I'm going to get it wrong. So you have 3 steps. So you got free food, you've got speed, you got extra healthy A choice, extra healthy B choice, free food, and sins. and speed, and normal free food, normal spin. So basically, so you have a whole page of free foods. You can have as much free food as your vegetables. It's kind of like your fruit, all those type of things. They're free food. Some of those are speed, so like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and other kind of vegetables can be your speed food, which kind of can speed up your weight loss.
Right.
And then you've got your extra healthy A's. Your extra healthy A choice is your milk, cheese, and other kind of pulses and stuff. And then you've got your B choice, which is like, your cereal and your breads and all that other stuff. And you've got sins then. So you have so many sins to take each day, which so you can still have your treats.
Right.
And so like men are allowed 25 sins a day. And it's all to do with the calories, because you don't want too much calories going in. So it's like 25 and 5 to 15 for the ladies. And yeah, and that's just basic. Yeah, so it's pretty it's basic but simple, and they do kind of say a lot of go for, they call something called body magic, so go for a lot of exercise and stuff. And you get loads of rewards and stickers, but that's basically what it is. It's not, I think like years ago, a long time ago, they used to blue and green, yellow, blue and green days, which was a little bit like Weight Watchers.
Right.
But then they changed all that, because they keep changing the plan. Each year they change it.
Yeah, that's like Weight Watchers does.
So you kind of like, your brain kind of explodes. You go in and you have your book, and you have all these great kind of weight losses or whatever. And you're like, yes, I can keep a track of it. And then they go, oh no, I've got a new book. But that's just basically the way it works. So you got your free food, your extra healthy A, extra healthy B, free food, sins, and speed food. And that's it. So it's basically
But
just...
now, is sins the only thing that you kind of keep track of? Or like if it's a free food, is that just like we have 0 bite or 0 point foods on Weight Watchers? Is that something you don't have to track, or how does that work?
Free food, you don't have to track. It's just you can have as much, but your milk allowances and bread and cereal and stuff like that, you have to track. There's on your book, they'll tell you how much you can have of different things,
Right.
just so you don't go over.
Right. A question from Sandy. She was wondering if they know what caused your stroke at such a young age.
No, not really, because when I had my stroke, it was back in the early 80s. And it was just like they didn't really know. Years after, they did a scan, but the scar was grown over, so
Right.
you can never tell. But it seemingly isn't as that. It's not as common. It's well, that's not the right word. No, it is. It's more common now for people to having strokes at 6, 5, like 10, 11, 12 in the
Right.
teenage. So it is more kind of thing now. But for me at the time, especially I was back living in Ireland, and they didn't really, like, they just kept saying, no, can't have a stroke. He couldn't have a stroke. And then they
Right.
realized, oh yeah, he had.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of awareness back then
Yeah.
compared to now. So yeah, I can imagine. Rose said that your video was well done and the muffin recipe looked good. That did look good. It was like a little jam in a muffin. I can deal with that. And Rose also saying she loves Slimming World because it's actually the simplest plan she's
Yeah.
followed.
Yeah,
And I think,
because it's easy to.
yeah, Wendy had asked a question, but I think Ro answered that. Is there a cost for it, and how do you find the program? Well, the program's not here in the States, right? Slimming World.
Yeah, as far as I think they tried it a few years ago, and then they pulled back out.
Right. Yeah, because I know. Right, I know Ro does it, but I think because she can't go to meetings or whatever, like over here, but she does follow the program. She gets the books and follows whatever the newest plan is.
I think I can talk to Slimmer World about stuff like that,
Right.
like,
And is there a cost for it? Because like the Weight Watchers app, if you use that, or Weight Watchers, it's like a certain amount a month.
it's £5 something. When I go to group, it's £5 something a week.
Okay.
So, and if you go to group, then, but I think as well, you have to pay if you're just doing it at home. I think there's a certain fee because you're not going to group to have the
Right.
app. But so in group, so you have your group meeting and then you get your app. But I think when you're in group, the app you get a few more extra things than you wouldn't if you're doing it at home. Like they
Right.
send the book, but there's a few things that are not on the app if you're doing it at home.
Right.
So I've done that because I think everything can help people. I'm like,
Right.
why? But
Right. It's kind of like, well, here's everything except this. If you want this, you give us a little more money and we'll give you that kind of
exactly.
thing.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a bit of it. Yeah, they kind of tease you to kind of get you there.
Right. Stephanie wants to know what emotions you were going through when you suffered your strokes and how are your emotions now?
I think I think for me, when I was younger and when I had my first stroke, I didn't really understand the whole thing. And as well as that, no one could really explain it to me. And so my emotions were just all over the place. People
Right.
kind of, so I guess a lot of the time I was very, very down and very confused about it.
Right.
Especially because I lost my speech and I couldn't walk, and the doctors and the hospital was like, "Well, just leave him in a wheelchair. We don't need to do anything with him." But
Right.
I have said in other videos that what happened to get me back up to the reason why I can talk. So then going to school, my parents sent me to a regular school, not a special school or wherever, and that was more, my emotions were very upset in there because of because the kids didn't understand, so they bully you, and you couldn't catch up as much,
Right.
especially by reading and stuff, because like sometimes with my stroke, which is an obvious thing, is which probably people realize it in my videos and even now, is that sometimes things come out the wrong way and I have to try and backtrack, and it's just the way my brain kind of works sometimes. So especially in school, that was kind of like a really big challenge. So I
Right.
was all over the place. And again, back in those days, people didn't accept people with if they had something different. So up
Right.
and down my emotions growing up, all the way to and comfort eating. So I think a lot of food, because like when I used to go for physiotherapy, which I think sometimes this may have started my connection with food,
Mm-hmm.
was when I used to go to my physiotherapy, it used to be awful. But afterwards, my dad or my mum, whoever took me, would go, "Oh, here's a kind of like a Mars bar or a bar of chocolate. You did really
Right.
well."
Right.
So I'm connected. If I'm feeling rubbish,
Right.
you go to food.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think that kind of started me on the road of that. But I do, even now, I have my moments of up and down days. I'm not that confident. I come across sometimes as being confident and be able to do stuff, but I'm not really. I can kind of, I can always pull it off. You know what I
Right.
mean? But so there's loads of difficulties that I have to do, that I go through. But even like yesterday, my legs are really, really sore. I wanted to go out and do my walk, and just everything was coming back to me. Like when I was younger, think about the other Alan. You know what I mean? Because when I made the intro
Mm-hmm.
stroke video, and I'm there, that picture was the day before I had my stroke, and
Oh, right.
I also, that Alan, I wonder what So I always think back to him,
Right.
which obviously it is me.
Right.
So those emotions this week have been coming back a lot
Yep.
as well, so it's just, so I do have my ups and down days, but it's difficult trying to pull through it. But hope I explained that, Stephanie.
I think you did, but I tend to ramble. I always say, thank God I can edit my videos, because the stuff that I go through, I'm like, I really have to cut this down. Okay, let's see. I know I saw Mima come in and I shared her channel. If anyone wants to check her out. Let's see. And Sparkly Susan is here. Hey, Susan, glad to have you here. Let's see. Yeah, so Rose says Slimming World is online only in the States. Stephanie said the jam-baked oat muffins are yummy and Biscoff ones are nice too. So Rose says she paid £60 for the app and the books. So I don't know what that would be in US money, because I'm lucky I can even figure out US money sometimes. Never mind translating it into another country. Let's see. Rose says the Slimming World app has access to unlimited live and recorded meetings, tracking recipes, community. That's good to know.
Yeah, it does have that.
Oh, hello, Rachel. Rachel says happy Saturday. Nikki says it sounds like you've been very brave and kept it together, and you've done so well, Alan.
Thank you, Nikki.
And Joy is giving you serious respect as well. Stephanie says you're such a trooper and you should be proud of yourself, Alan, for fighting what you've gone through and still have down days, but come out at the end all positive. And if anyone missed his St. Patrick's Day video, you want to see positivity, you have to go check out his St. Patrick's Day video. Now, yeah, what made you decide to do that?
It's just because each year, because St. Patrick's Day is my mum's birthday,
right?
And I always want to put something funny out, because and I just thought it'd be good to kind of have like two different people. So you have if you haven't seen it, Parch the leprechaun from Ireland comes over, and I let him be the star of the show, and then I just hide away. So,
yeah, and he is the star of the show, that's for sure.
So yeah, so I just like to do something funny around that time, just to kind of give people a bit of a laugh. And I think sometimes we need to have a bit of a lift. So, and especially on Patrick's Day, that's the best day to do it.
For sure. Wendy says, Alan, are your strokes tied to something or just random? I'm so proud of you and your perseverance in your life. I have a 22-year-old with medical issues, and just like you, he is determined and brave.
I'm not too sure about if they're linked to anything, but I do know that my second stroke when I was 16, which wasn't as bad as the one I had when I was 6, that one gave me epilepsy. So that kind of set me on the road. And then when I came to live here in the UK, I kept getting a red eye all the time and headaches. And they were saying there was nothing wrong. Went to A&E, got all the tests, said there's nothing wrong. And then my consultant, when she got back to me, she said, "You've had 4 strokes in a matter of like a year."
Wow.
And they should have noticed that. And she got really annoyed.
Right.
So I'm more now prone, because of that, because they didn't get to treat it, I'm more prone now to have smaller strokes, not bigger ones, smaller ones. So I think, so they're kind of like little links there. So just got to look out for them.
What made you move to the UK from Ireland?
Because I went to university in Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
And met a lot of friends there, and just that was it. And instead, I went over to America. I went over to New York, did some stuff in New York with drama, and in Belfast, Maine as well. And and then I just came back here because it's like when you go to university, you get a new burst of energy.
Yeah.
And so and all my friends my new friends were here. So
Right.
that's it. That's
Gotcha.
why they haven't kicked me out yet. So
Give it time. Give it time. Rose says, Alan, you're such an inspiration, and so are you, Roy. You are both dealing with chronic health problems and have succeeded in your weight loss battles. God bless. Love you guys. Love you too, Ro.
yeah, love you too. Thank you.
Yolanda says hi. Hi, Yolanda. Oh, thank you, Mima. She said, Mima saying that she shared my YouTube channel with her weight loss class this morning, and she loves how I show all of the nutrients. I just don't go with the bites or points or whatever. I did start off doing that in the beginning because that was the only thing I was focused on. But then someone was like, well, how many calories is that? And how many macros? So I started adding more and more. And finally, I was like, okay, I think I've got all the bases covered. I've got the calories, the macros, and the bites or points. Okay, so Rose says $60, 60 pounds in the US is about $78.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot. I didn't realize that. That is a lot.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be that big of a difference. Dormouse says, hello from Dormouse and Piper. Alan gives so much encouragement.
Thank you.
Mima, I started a free support group for weight loss last Saturday. Awesome, Mima. Is that on Facebook? Is it in person? What kind of support group do you have, Mima? Wendy's asking, how is your cholesterol? Who are you talking about? Alan's cholesterol, my cholesterol? Whose cholesterol are you asking about, Wendy? I honestly take pills for cholesterol, but mine isn't that high. Okay, Stephanie says, Roy, what do you like about your journey? And Alan, what do you like about your journey? So I will let you go first.
The thing I like about my Slim World journey is the people I've met along the way and the encouragement people give you. Like, so a lot of people in my old group, because I've been to a few groups, because I started back in 2017, so I've been to a few, just because consultants have a tendency with Slim World, which I didn't realize, they actually live and they leave the company. So you have to check. So
Right.
for me, and that's not everybody, but some. But for me, I'm proud of the people I met in all my groups, and the people I've met here on YouTube, and and just the community. Because even like today, got weighed in today. I was telling Roy, and it's just lovely. You walk in and people are just like hello, and as well in group. I don't know how Weight Watchers do it or other groups do. So they kind of give recipes and we have a subject each week and stuff.
Right.
So today was about the subject we were talking about today was like snacking, and do you leave the house to get snacks, where a lady in my group, she was like she couldn't understand, so definitely group people and people here,
Yeah, I was going to actually say the same exact thing because, I mean, even though I quit Weight Watchers a couple of years ago, I'm still in contact with some of the people that I was in groups with. And then when I started, especially, I started Weight Watchers at the beginning of the pandemic and everything got locked down. So I went to one meeting and then couldn't go to meetings anymore. And for a lot of people, that threw them off track, but it still seemed to work. And what I ended up doing was going to YouTube and finding different channels that I liked and met a lot of great people who were doing the channels or even just subscribers to those. And a lot of them pushed me into doing a channel because I kept trying to get them to do my recipes. And they're like, why don't you just do your own channel? And I was like very nervous to do it. It took me forever to get up the courage, but I finally did. But yeah, the people are definitely between the subscribers and the other YouTubers and the people I met early on in Weight Watchers, I'd have to agree it's the people. Let's see. Yolanda said, nice to see Alan. I'm glad you're doing well. Keep strong. It's infectious. Okay, so Mima, you're in-person groups. Yeah, I guess Wendy was asking if she didn't know if plaque from cholesterol might have something to do with stroke, so she didn't know if your cholesterol got checked, things like that.
I'm on cholesterol tablets now, but back in the day they never checked that. But yeah, but they've just put me on cholesterol tablets to keep me just in case if anything, because I'm getting older as well, so just to keep.
You are?
Yeah, getting older. It's nearly gone. Well, it is gone, but but no, yeah. So, and that's another reason why they were concerned and wanted me to go and lose weight because when I started Slimming World, I was 16 stone 12, and I got down to 10 stone. What was 10 stone 10? Well, I got down to 10 stone 5, which meant I lost 6 stone overall. But then our lockdown came, didn't it? And kind of, I was doing okay, and then blew it. And since then, so I put on 3.5 stone, but I've lost. I'm back down. All I need to lose now is 3 stone to get back to where I was, but it will not move. Where when I first joined, it came off really quick. Like it was 5 pounds, 7 pounds, 6 pounds, 4 pounds a week.
Wow. Right.
Each week.
Right.
And then it slowed down to 2 pounds. But it's not. But it's just like so difficult now. But lockdown had its little ways of kind of ruining our.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah, and a stone is 14 pounds.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Just in case anyone here in the U.S. is not aware. Let's see. Wendy says, you're both such an inspiration. Nikki, you're both done amazing. Well done. To both of you, what is your favorite evening meal? That's from Stephanie.
I'll let you go first, Roy. Go on.
Well, if anyone has seen any of my tag videos where I answer questions, whenever it comes to favorites, it's almost impossible for me to choose because it all depends on my mood. I don't know about you, but I'm a very mood-based eater. So it's like Paul will ask me, what are you making for dinner tonight? I'm like, I have no idea. And it's 4 o'clock already. Because I just go by whatever whim hits me. But one of our favorite meals is the mac and cheese steak that I made on my channel a while ago, and it is in the cookbook. That's one of Paul's favorites. So I do try to make that like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, because that is a favorite around here.
Mine would be the baked beans, beef casserole type of thing, and it's gorgeous. I have put just some photographs on Instagram of it, and I'm gonna make it this week, and I'll try and video some of it to show you. But it's my favorite. It's an old Slimming World recipe, so.
Oh, from Slimming World.
Yeah, so it sounds very strange, like a kind of baked bean beef kind of casserole pot thing, but it because people go baked beans doesn't sound good, but those mixes it's fine.
Right.
Yes, but that's my favorite because it's very comforting. It makes you feel, and you get full very quick. So
right. Oh yeah, the fiber in those beans, I'm sure, definitely help to fill you up.
Well, yeah, and then you'd always throw. Some would always suggest to put some veggies with it on the side, even though it's full of. That's the big thing. So have half your plate full of free or speed, mostly speed veg to go with your meals. That's their big. And one thing in group today they're talking about, which I have to tell Roy because I know you don't like fish. There was one person group that that lost a good bit of weight this week by having fish. And Slim World have this big saying, and we've been saying it for years: if it swims, it slims. And I was like, I gotta tell Roy because he's gonna be like.
Yeah, because you know my saying is if it lives in the water, it should stay there. So Paul Paul keeps trying to push seafood on me, and I've tried things. I'm just not a fan. Let's see. Allison from Bristol, you have both done amazing. Both of you are so inspiring. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate that. And Stephanie, I'm not sure which one she found yummy, but she said, oh, yummy. So either one, I think she's on the right track. Oh, Nikki loves mac and cheese. You'll definitely love the mac and cheese steak. Apparently, Stephanie loves beans. She's, oh, beans. She's got a little bean emoji with a little tongue hanging out. Wendy wants to know, what is your biggest challenge to staying on track for both of you? So this time you can go first.
Well, I guess for me, it's like eating at nighttime. That's one thing. And alcohol, but not that I'd have alcohol and then I would want food. It's just like, because like we have this thing here, my friends and stuff, that every Friday we have a Prosecco Friday, but 2 glasses are 10 cents. So as I said, on Slim World, you have 20, 25 cents. Now the thing is, if I have too many glasses, which wouldn't be really that much, I'd go over. So then I'd be like, I'm blowing it now, so I must have some chocolate. But I won't be, because, so base for me, it's night eating and if I have a drink with my friends. So I need to kind of pull it back.
Oh, yeah, I know the feeling. For me, my biggest problem is nighttime, because it's like I get comfortable, it's dark. I think I just want to like get comfortable or something. And that's when I just want to snack, and not usually on good things. So I try not to have anything in the house that I'm going to go crazy for, but I'll find something else and, try to satisfy that craving. So I really have to try to tell myself, and I did great for like 2 years. And then suddenly it started creeping in a little bit, and just nighttime is definitely my downside. And I know, Ro, it is for you too. Let's see. So Stephanie wants the recipe, Alan. So I think you might have to do that in your video. Show us how to make that.
Don't worry, I will.
Stephanie loves comfort food. It's best along with soup. And Nikki, campfire stew has baked beans in with gammon. So yummy, made in a slow cooker. Now, I'm not sure what gammon is. Gammon. I'm not sure what that is.
Is it like bacon? I'm not too sure.
I don't know. Hopefully she will let us know.
Yeah, I'm sure she will.
Let's see. Joy. Oh, yeah. Joy asked. I think she missed the answer. She was the one who asked what we enjoy most about the weight loss journey, and we were saying about how the people that we've met. And I guess I did miss part of her question. What was the most helpful thing? And again, I think it was the people. Quite honestly, because it's like knowing that there's someone else doing the same thing with you, even if it's not the same exact struggle that they're having, same journey, just knowing that there's someone else who knows what you're going through. I found that to be the most helpful.
Yeah, same here.
Let's see, Nikki, does your book get shipped to the UK? Yes, it does. Alan actually has a copy of it himself, so yes, it does. I don't believe you can use the link in my YouTube videos. I think that would only take you to the US one. But if you just search recipes with Roy Cookbook, it should come up. Because I know a few people have gotten it.
Yeah, if you go on to normal Amazon, it'd be there.
Right.
That's where it comes up straight away. So
let's see. Yeah, Wendy's a nighttime snack monster too. And I know Ro does. Mima wants to know, do both of you have a why? Like mine was to lose 5 pounds for my trip to Utah on April 21st. So what was your why in losing the weight?
And mine was because, as I said earlier about getting the Botox, so they got to put the needles in your arm and they give you electric shock while they do it.
Oh,
I got to the point where I was too big that they couldn't even get the needles in.
oh,
And they were like, because they just couldn't get my arm and my leg a certain way, and
right,
they just in because they give you electric shock, the spasms go, and you have to push it in.
right,
So because of all the fat, they couldn't do that,
right,
and so that's why they said if you can lose if you can lose 2 stone, it'd be great. And then I went on my little journey, but that's what spurred me to lose the weight. I had to because I needed the treatment because it was helping me.
right,
And if I got worse, and the option was either that or go into a wheelchair, and I was like, no,
right,
that's not going to happen.
right.
So,
Yeah, and mine was pretty much the same thing. What mine was for my health, because when I started having my issues, I was like over 300 pounds. So it was hard enough to move with the muscle issues, but then you added the weight on top of it. And I had trouble getting up out of chairs because my muscles didn't want to support my weight. So mine was also for health related reasons. Um, Rose says we should be the nighttime eater triplets. Yes, me, Wendy, and Ro will be triplets. Let's see. Yep, Nikki says her problem is nighttime too. I'll have to snack and watch TV, but she is getting better. Yeah, and that's the thing. You're sitting, you're all nestled, you're watching something, and that's usually when it's easy to mindlessly eat because you're focused on something else and not paying attention to what you are eating. So that definitely is a problem. Let's see. Joy Clark says, my consultant Jen often says, if it swims, it slims, just like you said. She likes that one. Oh, okay. So gammon is ham, Nikki informs me. And okay, or Stephanie says bacon, ham or bacon. Wendy wants to know, how did the weight loss for both of you change you internally or emotionally? For me, I think it was just, I felt more like confident, not just in, I mean, I didn't feel embarrassed to go out. I didn't feel, like ashamed of what I look like, things like that. But it also, because I knew it was helping me and I was actually feeling the results. And I think that's one thing that I had going for me with my issues was I noticed a difference from before I lost the weight to after losing the weight and how I could move. I still have issues, I still have cramps and spasms and everything else, but they are not as difficult to deal with now that I'm not overweight. What about you, Alan?
yeah, I think the confidence, not feeling as shy, especially if I went clothes shop and had to try something on, I didn't feel that bad anymore. Yeah, so it's confidence, and as well, like kind of like people, like especially like family members, feeling like they're not as worried about you.
Right,
That as well getting around because most of I compensate for my left side, so all my weight would be on my right side, so my knee and my hip. So it was nice when the weight was gone
right,
that wasn't hurting anymore.
right,
I wasn't getting tired anymore. I wasn't going so far. Like, can't do this, and I wasn't as depressed.
right. Oh,
So
yeah, because depression, yeah, depression was definitely part of it. Because when you're that heavy, I mean, you don't feel good about yourself.
no.
So, yeah, I totally get that. Um, Wendy says we need a virtual nighttime meeting to help each other. That might be a good idea. Um, Joan, I'm high watching you. I love any type of food. Joan, I think you're in good company here, except, of course, for seafood. You can have all my seafood if you'd like it. Oh, Wendy actually gets called out of bed at midnight because of some snack is calling her. I know that feeling. Ro, now it sounds like we are more like we are the nighttime eater sextuplets. We're growing. We're getting a bigger family here. Wendy says, losing the 130 gave me confidence, and I felt I wouldn't embarrass my child. Like everyone wasn't talking about me all in my head, probably. No, I know that feeling. It's like I always felt like people were watching me or judging me, or like, why doesn't he just stop eating? Well, everybody knows what they're supposed to do. That's not the challenge. The challenge is trying to overcome whatever is making you want to eat. And sadly, a lot of people don't get that. Stephanie says, well done, you guys. Mima wants to know, have either of you got advice about loose skin? That's my biggest problem now.
No.
Sadly, I don't either.
It's just like my on this side, I've got a little bit of loose skin, but not loads. It's like basically, I'm pretty lucky. No.
Yeah, I mean, I have like most of mine is in like my middle section, and when after I lost most of the weight, I remember one time I said in a group, because I was staring in the mirror as I bent over, I was brushing my teeth, and I bent over and I said, oh my God, because my chest was sagging, and I'm like, I look like an albino Aboriginal woman because everything's just hanging there. And so I don't have anything to offer. I've heard there are things that you can put on that supposedly help, but I've actually never tried anything. Stephanie, you can have all of the seafood. She's telling me that seafood is a good protein, and I know it is. I know. I just can't. I can't do it. I mean, I've tried. I just can't. Okay, and Joan said she'll have my seafood too, so you two can fight over it. Yeah, Stephanie's saying she felt the same, lots of negativity. Mima, I'm sorry we didn't have anything to help with the sagging skin. We've got it, and actually said, after I lost the weight, I told my doctor, if they wanted people to not get heavy, all they have to do is show a picture of what your body will look like after you've lost all the weight and how everything's just hanging or sagging or what have you. And they might say, oh, okay, I don't want that. So that might be a deterrent. Joy says that the right clothing helps a lot. That is for sure. I did when I first lost all the weight. I went shopping and I got these shirts and things. And afterwards I was like, all right, I may have been going a little overboard. That may have been a little too snug for me to wear, especially, just because it says large, I was excited to have it, but that's not an excuse. Rose says, when I was morbidly obese, I felt like I was wearing a weighted covering with my skinny me suffocating under it. Yeah, I totally get that. Oh, and Stephanie says, Mima, swimming and cycling are great for loose skin. So, and posture, yes, that is another thing, because when you stand more upright, your body is more taut, I guess. All right, so does anyone have any other questions? It seems the questions have dried up. Mima says she's most embarrassed about her arms. Yeah, I've gotten that too when I wave and then I'm like, I can feel the loose skin moving. I totally feel that. Okay. I don't know. We're at 50 minutes. I don't know if anyone has anything else they'd like to ask. Oh, Stephanie wants to know what the cons are on your journey. Do you have any cons? I mean, there are plenty of pros, but
No, I don't think so, really.
yeah,
No.
I don't think I've had any either because I mean, I didn't miss out on any of the foods that I liked because I could still have them. I could just have them in smaller portions. So it wasn't like I was depriving myself, which that I think is where a lot of people get into problems is, oh, I can't have that anymore. And then that urge, that craving was like, oh, but I want it. And it just gets bigger and bigger the more you deny yourself. So I never had that because I could eat what I wanted. I just either made the recipe fit with the flavors I wanted, or I just had a smaller bit of it. Let's see. Joy said, my personal trainer does weights with me and it has helped. My arms are still a bit flabby, but much better than they were. And Nikki says, for your arms, if you don't go to the gym, use two tin cans and lift those up and down. So you can do that right in your kitchen. Yes, any kind of weight. Good point, Stephanie. Mima wants to know, have you lost any friends after your weight loss?
No, not really, because my friends, I think, have been pretty supportive. Apart from one, I haven't lost his friend back in Ireland, but she was very concerned about me, and she was like, you should put weight back on, so and so, you're too slim, and things like that. And I think as well, yeah. So I've had those type of comments from a few people going, you're too slim now. When I lost all the weight, and then when I put that bit of weight back on, they're like, "Oh, you should be losing weight," and you're like, "I can't win, can I?" So
No, I
in that,
know.
you can't win. So
No,
I haven't.
and I haven't lost any friends in that respect either, but I did remember losing the weight and then feeling a little less comfortable sometimes with friends who might be having a struggle because I felt like I don't want to throw it in their face that I've lost weight and they haven't, or that they're struggling or what have you. So I didn't lose any friends, but I was a little more noticeable of my weight loss around certain friends. Let's see. Stephanie wants to know, what do you miss and where do you find yourselves in 5 years with your journeys?
Well, I hope to see myself in 5 years, making my YouTube channel more successful, so I can have more lovely friends like you. And I'll get the weight that I've put on off and stay there. So that's my goals.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the same with me. I plan on, I mean, because this is the first time, and I've mentioned this before, is usually whenever I did a diet, I would go lose the weight and then be like, okay, I'm done, and go back to what I was doing. And this is the first time that I'm still following the plan, not just letting myself go crazy, except sometimes at night. But before it was almost like, okay, I've reached my destination, I can get out of the car. No, it's not a destination, it is a journey, and you're still going. So that is the plan.
Definitely, yeah.
And let's see. Okay, Mima said she's tried weights and it helped a little. Wendy wants to know, how do you feel about people looking at you as a role model when you feel you've let yourself down and others are watching?
A role model, I don't think I'm at that status yet. Maybe
No,
you are. I'm not at that
I
status
don't
yet.
think I am either. I mean, people say things like that all the time, and it kind of makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, I'm a human being. I have issues. I have struggles just like everyone else. So yes, I did lose the weight, but I'm still working at keeping it off and not getting it back. So yeah, it's kind of feels a little like, yeah, well, yes, you can say that you want to do like I did and lose the weight, but don't think that just because I've lost the 125 pounds plus that I don't still have the issues. So it's not easy.
Yeah, I think we always all have the same struggles, even after we lose the weight.
Right.
They're always there, so we
Right.
keep an eye on.
And Wendy says, I'm always transparent when I mess up, but it kind of hurts like I may be letting others down, but maybe my shortcomings help others. And yeah, I totally get that because I kept thinking, and I think that's a good thing for me that I have the channel because I'm not willing to just let myself go. And yes, I've had struggles, but I'm not gonna say, oh, well, nobody's watching. I don't have to worry about it now. So in that regard, it's kind of helped having the channel because it gives me some accountability. But I mean, I have put back on about 30 pounds that I have to lose. So it's not easy. It's, still ongoing. And Mima can relate. She says that people always tell her she's too thin as well. Stephanie says, we are both fantastic, Alan, just so you know.
Thank you. Thank you, Steph.
Rose says, Roy, can you mention our Slim Win group? Yes, and I did actually have the Slim Win group ready to go and share a link. And then I ended up going to Alan's page and got off of that page. So let me grab that and I will share the link to the Slim Win group, although all of the groups are in my description box. Are you being summoned away, Alan? I see you looking off.
I'm just looking over at Boris and I'm looking at where I can get my phone charger, which is over there, because I thought this is saying, you're going to die. And then Boris is just looking at me going, so I'm just going to get up and move over here. And you might hear a big bang with me putting my charger in, but I'll be back. I'll bring this over here into my horrible kind of kitchen. It's horrible. Let me see. Can you all see?
There's Boris. Hi, Boris.
He's just run away. He's like, no,
He's like, get that camera off me.
Exactly. He's like, star. So I'm just going to do this in one sec.
Yeah, so I did share the Slim Win group. If anyone would care to join us, the more the merrier. But all of the groups that I'm associated with, which is now 4 Facebook groups, are all linked in the description box. Let's see. And Ro is saying we're both role models. Exactly what the definition of a role model is. Thank you, Ro. I appreciate that. Although I think Alan and I were both agree that, yeah, I don't know, role model, but if you want to think so, that's your prerogative. Will you be on our Slim Win group? Stephanie wants to know if we will be on the Slim Win group messenger on Monday.
I won't be because I'm teaching my drama class, but I'm going to put up a little video of things that maybe you could speak about.
Okay, and I am planning on being there as long as nothing else comes up because Paul is working this weekend and he's going to have Monday and Tuesday off. So we don't often go out, but every once in a while we do. So it's possible that I might not be able to make it, but I plan on it. Let's see. Jillian says she likes that we show that we're human. We all have difficult times. That is for sure. And that's the one thing I never wanted anyone to think that was like, oh, I lost this weight and now I'm perfect. That's not at all the way it works. Mima said one of the hardest things she's had to face is a lifetime journey, and that's exactly what it is, lifetime. Stephanie says we're all here to support one another. And Wendy says the same. I love we are all on the journey together, that's for sure. And Sandy says her channel definitely keeps her on track. She's gained weight back, but have been way more if not for the subscribers, and I agree with that. Mm-hmm. And Rose says, yes, we are all role models because we're honest. It helps others to know that we struggle because it helps them through the struggles they have. Very true.
Yeah, Joy, honesty is policy.
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest things. Joy says, I found honest accountability has helped me so very much. Chris had to go. She wants us to have a beautiful weekend. People are saying hello to Boris. Stephanie's saying hi, Boris. Let me see. Stephanie said hugs to us both. Honesty is the best policy. And Nikki's got to go. Love the live. Thanks for sharing. And she will see you Monday on the Slim Win Messenger group. So hopefully I will be able to make it. And we have been going for over an hour. I don't want to keep you from Boris any longer, Alan. I know he's probably like feeling neglected.
Yeah, I think he just wants to snuggle up and chill out.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, I do have to say, thank you very much for the opportunity to talk to everybody, and you're great, and so are all of us great out there that are doing a good job.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we were able to get this to work and get our schedules to work with the distance and everything. So we'll have to do it again another time.
Oh God, definitely, yeah, definitely. It'd be good fun.
All right. So I guess that is it, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. And I guess that will be it. So Alan, I will see you at some point online, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, and we will be chatting. So everyone, goodbye.
Bye. Now, how do I turn off?